I want to rationalize the denominator. In this case, the denominator we can think of as a binomial. So to rationalize, I will multiply numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. Let me rewrite what we have. 2 square root of 3 over square root of 3 minus 3. Then in the denominator, I will multiply it by the conjugate. And the conjugate of square root of 3 minus 3 is square root of 3 plus 3. Whatever I do in the denominator, I must do the exact same thing in the numerator, so I'll multiply by the square root of 3 plus 3. And now let's see what happens. I'm going to not multiply out in the numerator right now. I'll just write that as 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3 plus 3. In the denominator, we can think of that as a binomial times a binomial, so let's FOIL and see what happens. Square root of 3 times square root of 3, that's first times first, that is 3. Now let's go slowly. That's plus 3 square root of 3, product of the outside terms, minus 3 square root of 3, product of the inside terms, and then last times last, that would be negative, I'll write minus, 3 times 3 is 9. So what do we have in this denominator? I'm going to concentrate on the denominator first. Notice these terms subtract out, so I have 3 minus 9, and 3 minus 9 is negative 6. So I've got negative 6 in the denominator. Let's go ahead and multiply in the numerator and see what we have. We'll have 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3. Well, 2 square root of 3 times square root of 3, that is 2 times 3, or 6 in just a moment, plus, and then that's 2 times 3 is 6 square root of 3. Notice what happens. This is 6, 2 times 3, that is 6. This is 6, so we do have a common factor of 6 in the two terms in the numerator, and I will factor those out. If I factor out a common factor of 6, now this is 6, so 6 divided by 6, I'm left with 1 plus 6 square root of 3, that would be square root of 3 over this negative 6. Now the 6's then divide out, and I have 1 plus square root of 3 all over negative 1, or I can write it as, let's see, I can write it as negative 1 times 1 plus square root of 3, bringing the negative out in front, or you can write it just multiplying out. Negative 1 times 1 would be negative 1, and then minus square root of 3. So either like this, or negative 1 minus square root of 3. Either one should be okay.